All right, question for Coach McGuire.
Well, Joey, how's your transition been?
I love it. I love it. You know, whenever Coach hired me, he brought his defensive staff from Temple, and I'd been on the defensive side of the football for the last 18 years.
Oh.
And so he was like, you know, I started out as tight ends, and he said, "Could you coach tight ends?" I said, "Coach, I'll do whatever you want me to do. I want to be here at Baylor." And whenever he came to me and he said, "Hey, we want to move you back to defense or move you over to defense," I was fired up. You know, and I get to learn from Coach Snow and Coach Saravo. I get to work with Coach Ocam every day. I mean, it's good for my growth as a coach.
How are you seeing the defense progressing?
Well, I'm really excited, and I think he's talking to y'all, but James Lockhart, you know, Coach talks about getting better, 1%, get 1% better every day. And, you know, he's a guy that comes in every day, asks me, "Coach, what do I got to do today to get that 1% better?" He watches a lot of film right now, and he's really, every single practice has gotten better. I'm really excited about, you know, it's kind of one of those deals. I talk about the young tight ends. Well, now I'm back talking about young defensive ends with Marjay Smith. He's doing a great job. And Zuzwa, Shupp, Utley, they're doing a really good job.
How do you say Zuzwa's first name?
Neandre
Zuzwa.
Zuzwa,
Okay.
yeah.
What kind of early impressions have you gotten from him in being a midterm and early?
He is going to be a beast. You know, I mean, he's learning the defense, and he's doing a really good job. I like his effort. He's got a high motor, but really long arms. He's going to really be able to get after the quarterback. I mean, I'm really excited to see, especially, you know, right now the quarterbacks, of course, are not live, but he's getting to them, and he's got such long arms, and so he's hungry. He's really hungry to be a good football player.
Do you and Coach Ocam, and I'm sure Coach Snow and everybody else, kind of take it as a personal challenge, you know, hearing about the emphasis on getting to the quarterback and being able to do some things on defense?
No doubt. I mean, the two things that we got to get better at whenever you look at the first 2 years of defense is we got to sack the quarterback. I mean, anytime you can hit the quarterback is a good thing, and then we've got to create turnovers. That's been a huge emphasis this year. One thing we're doing really well, we're intercepting the ball. We had another interception today. We're not causing a lot of fumbles right now, and that's the one thing we've got to get better at is causing some fumbles.
James Lynch had a great year last year. What kind of step do you see him making maybe this year?
Well, you know, a guy like him, I mean, you look at him, he was a freshman, you know, he's all Big 12 freshman. I think he was a freshman All-American. And then he played really well for us last year. I think he led the team in sacks. He's got to make the next step. You know, he's one of the guys like where Marjay and Zuzwa and Shupp, they've got to really understand the defense. James understands the defense. He's got to work on all the little things, just the little bitty things of football to make him a better football player.
Coach, with Marjay, a young man who came in got good size, but
Right.
just had to fill out a little bit. How's that progressing for him, and what's kind of your impressions of him as well?
Good. I mean, I think he weighed in today at 221. You know, he and I've talked. I'd love to get him to 235 by the time we line up against Stephen F. Austin. He's another guy. He's a really long kid. He's got a good understanding of the defense, playing last year some. He's another motor guy. He's, you know, those guys, the ends to where you can play some bigger guys at the ends, those rush guys have got to really come on, and I've got to do a good job. Ocam's got to do a good job of like accelerating their learning curve to get them ready to play.
Thanks, Joey.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.